Xbox on.
Game on, baby! Wow!
The name's Doc. Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I am your host, Ross Miller, and I'm joined by everyone's favourite uncle. It's Uncle Jesse.
Hey now! How y'all doing?
And
Hey, Ross.
nobody, because it's just us two.
Just us two, back in the saddle again.
Yeah.
This is the first time it's just been you and I since the official first episode.
Do you know, my wife said, oh, you and Clay look quite similar, but he's skinnier and better looking.
So speaking of being skinnier and better looking, which I'm not quite sure of. You know, you've got a much better beard than I do.
It's not hard, Clay.
I'm recording in New York City from my hotel room, and this is the first time I'm staying in this random hotel. And this isn't quite gaming related, but it is me fat related. This is a fitness hotel, apparently. My hotel room has elastic bands that you work out with. It has a yoga mat, a yoga ball, all sorts of workout activities. There's like a dry erase board, I should say, all listed on there. There's a huge fitness center. This place is crazy. So I think my work might be trying to tell me something that I need to lose
Shift some weight, yeah.
I was like, so does this mean there's no excuse? It's not like there's a gym in the hotel, but there's literally a gym in my room with all this equipment. By the end of this week, I'm going to be all not jacked. I'll be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that I am.
Whenever I'm away with work, I just eat every single
That's
night.
exactly right. That's exactly right. There's so many good places to eat. If you're ever in New York City, hit me up over on Twitter or on the subreddit. And if you need some restaurant recommendations, there is some seriously good eats to be had here in New York City. And I've tried many of them.
So, Clay, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, let's see. I have actually been playing, let's see, I was playing a good bit of Rainbow Six Siege. No surprise there. Actually very excited. I'm going to want us to chat briefly about, I know it's not listed as a topic, but the update that they've got coming. It's actually rolling out today when we're recording. But I was also playing some more Alan Wake. Also, the demo for Forza Horizon, man. How awesome is that one?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, I've played the whole way through it.
Oh, I'm jealous. Okay.
And, wow.
It's amazing. I've played, what was it? Forza, it must have been the second one that I played and briefly and really enjoyed it and should go back to it. But for whatever reason, man, oh my goodness, it's just so smooth and just beautiful to watch and play. When I was playing, I could not quite decide on if I wanted to go with the interior view, the exterior view, the hood view. I kept just alternating between all of those as I'm driving around and crashing into everything that's out there.
My wife's like, oh, you can be a girl now?
I love, what do you think about all those nicknames that they have?
Yeah, yeah.
Well?
There's a few of those have to be desired. They have Ross and they have Sharon, so my wife and I are sorted for our playthrough.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I saw someone posted a picture that there's Master Chief is on there as well as a nickname. I was cracking up. There was bruh. Hey, bruh.
Like, one of the things, it's just the little things in that game. You're talking about your interior view. When it's raining, the windscreen wipers are on, wiping it away, and it really does affect your vision.
I don't know. I'm not a huge racing simulator fan, but that game just screams that it needs to be played. And it went from I might pick it up to I'm definitely picking this up now.
I think Microsoft have been very, very smart with giving away the original Forza Horizon on backwards compatible.
I completely agree with you. I think that was perfect timing and coincidence. I don't think that was coincidence by any means. It really hammered in the fact that this is an awesome game. This is an awesome Microsoft game. And, really consider checking this out. I mean, God, I just can't get over how beautiful it is. It's just unreal how amazing it is. Oh, and by the way, in that beta, I keep on a beta. It's not a beta. It's the demo. There is, at one point, you can unlock these. You can choose from a different set of cars that you want to race with, and there is I can't remember the name of what it is now, but it's this Australian sports car truck hybrid. That thing is so fun to whip around in. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. And I'm going, I need one of those in real life here in the States. That would be an awesome thing to drive around. It's like a muscle car, but it has the back end as a pickup truck. And I need that.
Yeah, you do a race against a helicopter in the demo with a car hanging under it. It's just amazing. It's free, of course, because it's a demo. Go download it on your Xbox One. Enjoy it, even if you're not into racing games. Really, you can have a lot of fun with this. And Horizon is so accessible, so accessible. Yeah. Great soundtrack. We'll go on to that a little bit later, but great soundtrack, great fun. Day one for me now. I need this. 3 days early, premium. Let's go for it.
Ross, so I did want to mention one other game that I did pick up and started playing that I have been really enjoying, which was our previous guest, Steve from Dream Loop Games. I picked up Stardust Galaxy Warriors and thoroughly enjoying that. What it's funny is I need someone to come over and play with me so I can do some couch co-op.
You just said that on a podcast, so just say your address and we'll see if anyone...
Yeah.
No?
Might be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure my wife would love that. Love that. Absolutely love that.
Well, for me...
What about you, man?
Yep. For me, I have also been playing Forza Horizon, played the whole way through it, done some online stuff. Just can't wait for it to come out. But being a true European, the FIFA demo dropped today.
Oh, very nice.
So I've been playing the FIFA demo, and that's got me excited for that game as well. I won't go into too much detail for those non-soccer fans, as you want to put it, but it's looking like a vast improvement on previous years. They've updated to the Frostbite engine and actually introduced a story mode. Can you believe?
A story mode in there, huh?
Yes, you go a player called Hunter, and and he's a youth player who gets called up due to injuries to the main team, and you play through his entire season as him with story, and a bit like what 2K do with their NBA games.
So, Ross, I'm interested. You mentioned that it's now using the Frostbite engine. I mean, isn't that what Battlefield's using for all of the destruction?
Yeah, so you can fully demolish the goalposts in the stadium.
No. Seat by seat, section by section.
I think it's more the physics engine from it, so that things move and act realistically. Because a soccer game, you're wanting things to look and play as real as possible. And it does feel like an upgrade to the previous engine they were using. You can see it physically in the player likenesses, but you can also feel it. You do feel as if it's you are playing essentially, especially when you're playing as a single player. But the one thing I didn't realise that you always think when you think about computer games, they actually make it full scale.
What do you mean?
So when they're rendering everything, it's full scale, as if it's like life size. Okay. Using Frostbite. I know, I won't go into further detail about that, but I watched a video. If you check out the EA blogs, if you're interested, it was fascinating.
I'll have to check it out. But there's no like hooligan simulator in there, is there?
No.
You can't like trash the parking lot or anything like that.
No, and the team that I support just trashed an opposition team's toilets at the weekend after getting beat 5-1. And anyone from Scotland will know exactly what I'm talking about there. But yeah. Well, will we find out what's happening in the subreddit this week?
Yeah, let's do it. You're listening to the Xbox One subreddit.
This week in the subreddit.
Right, so this comes from user AS_Empire, who posted that Xbox has been rated as the fastest, most reliable game network from a leading industry research firm. Are you surprised?
No, not at all. It's a kick-ass, online program. That's why we're funding all that money every year, right? No. It honestly doesn't surprise me. I was a PS Plus member as well. For whatever reason, I just think the community and all of the online support and whatnot is just a little bit better on the Xbox One. Ross, one thing that just cracked me up about this is, it's a pretty bold statement, and it's all kind of, I think, dependent on the end user's internet connection as well as maybe the game that they're playing. So it's a bit, I don't want to say it's biased, but it's, I just thought it was very much a call out to, here in the States, we have these mobile cell phone network commercials where it's like, Verizon has been rated the #1 cell phone carrier across text message and data coverage, opposed to blah, 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 blah. Do you guys have that over in Europe as well?
Yeah, but Kevin Bacon does the adverts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's doing them? Jamie Foxx is doing ours now, which I find
just to say that other mobile suppliers are available, but no way. Or
is he doing Footloose?
No, he's playing Kevin Bacon in a very Kevin Bacon way. But
okay,
what happened with all this is it went into a bit of a chain of events, as of course Xbox tweeted that out. So it was a little statement: most reliable network with a tick beside it. And then it was Xbox One S with a Blu-ray player. Then it was, what else? Other features, HDR, 4K.
Yeah. HDR, smaller, and also the cost. All leading up to, which just so happened to coincide with Sony's big event that they had last week, announcing the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro, and it just, I don't know, the tweets that were going out last week from Microsoft on the Xbox Twitter as well as Major Nelson were just, in my opinion, pretty funny. Now a bit more on the offensive than the defensive in terms of things. The Xbox One S, it just looks really kick-ass now in comparison to some of the stuff that Sony's putting out.
Yeah, because the new PS4 is just the new PS4. It replaces the existing model. It's not a Slim. That is the new PS4.
Right.
And then you've got the Plus, but I just don't think people were expecting that. And why not? Sony were very aggressive in the beginning and tweets and mentioning things, and if you can get one up, why not?
Right.
We all had a good laugh about it.
Oh yeah, there was also the other tweet. I think it was from Major Nelson. Within that same time frame, was Bethesda came out and said that, hey, we have mod support over on the Xbox, and I know you guys want it on the PlayStation, but Sony's not allowing us to roll that out. So everything's all in place and ready to go, but it's Sony saying that you can't do that. And Major Nelson sent out a tweet. It was something like, hey, we've had mod support since last past May. Xbox owners have been enjoying it then. And I guess there's a Skyrim reboot that's coming out that will also support mods that I think people are really excited over. So on the Xbox, you got mod support on both of those games.
Wait. It was fun for a few days, but we're not the type of podcast to look down on our neighbours. We've both owned a PS4 at one point. But.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For me specifically, I mean, not to look down on, but I did just sell my PS4.
Oh, really? Was that based upon last week's train wreck, or?
No, that was in anticipation of them making an announcement for it. Honestly, I never played the thing. I played it maybe 20 hours tops, and I've owned it for over a year now, and I decided I'd take the funds from that and reinvest in a brand new, shiny, white, what is it called? Drone white? No. What is that called?
Robot white.
Robot white Xbox One S. So it just showed up today. I'm extremely excited about that. I got the 1 terabyte Madden edition. Got a stupidly good deal on it. So very excited to bust that bad boy open. And I had it shipped here while I'm in New York City. So I'm going to hook it up and play a little bit from my hotel room in the evenings and get some good use. And I'm sure I'll be jumping back on that Forza demo for sure. Oh, and then Ross, I was going to ask you as well, man. So I'm debating on, by the time this podcast goes out, it'll probably already be done. But I figured I'd do like a live stream unboxing over on Twitter. How do I go about doing that? What is that? Periscope in it. All right.
So
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, you just use Periscope and it does a live video on Twitter. I think Facebook have got it built in as well now. You can do live videos on it. But yeah, I'll watch that.
So by the time this posts, it might already have been recorded.
Yeah, it will have.
Or it will have.
Yeah, because this posts tomorrow. Not to spoil the illusion, but we've been talking quite a lot about Forza Horizon 3, and I want to continue with that. As Reddit user Laughing Man has posted a link that shows that Forza Horizon 3 includes 150 songs, but more importantly, it has access to your Microsoft Groove.
That is pretty dang cool. They're really trying to promote this background music support, and there's been multiple apps that have now come out. And linking this to Groove is a pretty cool feature to get people to sign up for Groove and actually start using that, and then using that for the background music support here. I mean, plus in the demo, there were some awesome tunes that were already included in the game that I was pretty thrilled with to hear. What was it? There was a Blink 182 song that's pretty early on in the demo that you had blasted on the radio, which was fun to hear.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with this, and that's a big game, you probably could get quite, not sick of the songs, but, you want to pick your own.
Yeah.
So, this is a feature that I want to see included more. Gears 4, I want some Elton John on when I'm playing Gears 4.
I'm the Rocket Man. Oh, wait, is that Elton John?
Yeah.
That's not Rocket Man. Yeah? By the way, I have a horrible taste in music, and I'm really bad with who sings what, but love goofily singing stuff.
Whoa.
But
so what? Quaid doesn't get things right? I'm really surprised at that.
Hey, don't throw glass stones. No, don't throw stones at the glass.
The irony. Oh.
Right. But you know what? Going back to the Groove thing, man, for me, I've been sort of back and forth on background music support, and I am all for developers putting in specific theme music and music to go with games, but for a driving simulator game, I could totally see why integrating with Groove is an awesome feature there, and I'm sure a ton of people will be taking advantage of that.
Yeah, same with like sport games.
Things like that. That's a big one.
These type of games where you don't want to listen to the same tracks over and over, that is such a good feature. But what else has been happening this week, Clay?
Oh, well, Major Nelson posted on the subreddit about the rollout of groups and clubs, and that was only for preview members, and that's going to be coming to everyone with the next update, I believe. And it's a pretty cool feature. I was actually on there. I created a party chat club, so if anybody's in the preview program and wants to join us, there's, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so people in the party now, or in the club now, and it really just allows you to post specific things to an activity feed and collaborate and sort of set up group play dates type of thing together where if you're looking for someone for a specific achievement, you can go off and find a group maybe specific to Gears of War or in the Party Chat Club. Actually, the Major Nelson Club is probably the largest one that I've seen on there right now. It's got just an enormous amount of people on there, which is no surprise since I think he's probably must have almost maxed out the number of followers on Xbox Live at this point. I don't know, Ross, did you get a chance to play around with it at all?
Yeah, I've had a look, so it's really interesting. I'm only a member of Party Chat at the moment, so it's just going to be interesting. It rolls out to everyone where everyone goes. There's a fight, I think, at the moment when you look at the top groups to get the IGN group and the Game Radar and all those kind of funny whatever. All those groups like set up, so you've got IGN UK, IGN Australia, IGN, that way it's like all these like, individual groups. But it's great. There's an Xbox One subreddit group already made, which has got the same moderators as I believe as the subreddit.
Yep.
So that's fantastic, and it is a great way. I'm sure you're playing Siege, and you could do with some extra people in your party that are not me.
Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? I occasionally have other people in there.
Yeah.
But I mean I was just calling it out earlier that sometimes I'm on there and need somebody to play with. Actually, that was couch co-op. So sorry, I'm not inviting you over to my house to hang out in my basement. But other games to party up with it. It's just a nice, convenient way to say here's a consolidated group of people that are interested in playing things. Or actually, the other subreddit, the other group or club that I joined was a Rainbow Six one. So a siege club. So if I wanted to party up with someone, it's very quick and easy to find somebody to party up with that way.
Yeah, and there's that
cool.
Sort of news feed or a feed where you can post what's happening and when events are going to be. And I just think this is going to be something that people use all the time. Also, I love the way that it appears on your friends list at the side. So when you go into your friends bar in the Xbox One, it will show how many people are actually browsing that at the moment.
Oh, I don't think I noticed that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I noticed there was 3 people on Party Chat at the one time, and I thought, I'm going to jump over and see what's happening then.
Oh, and that's really cool.
Yeah, they've really thought this through. And again, it is another feature which just adds, just bring me those tournaments, and I'm going to be a happy man.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's another game that I put far too many hours in, and it's just had an update, and of course that is Rocket League. Now, the September update includes Rumble, and was posted by, I think that's Carlos Elco. Carlos El Coco.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. But Rumble is phenomenal. Have you had a chance to play it yet, Jesse?
I haven't. This was the update that was bringing... Was it a new play mode where it has a whole bunch of different power-ups,
yes.
I think it was?
So, to go over some of the power-ups, you can get a boxing glove attached to a spring to punch the ball.
Or a car, I'm assuming?
No, just the ball. That will automatically aim for the ball. You get a boot for kicking cars.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
On a spring. And you get a warp where you can switch positions with an opposing team player. So you warp to where he is.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Versa, yeah. You get a freeze where you can just freeze the ball wherever it is. And then there's some like random ones like a spike so that the ball sticks to you. And a boost so you can make an opposing member of the team consistently boost for 10 seconds and losing control of the car. So if they're in the air, they just totally lose control.
Oh, nice.
It is so fun. And it's very well balanced with the exception to, I would say, the spikes, which is a bit overpowered. But the relevant fact is it's like every 10 seconds you will get a power-up.
It's just everyone
Yeah.
randomly gets one, or
Yes.
it's on the ground and you have to pick it up?
No, it's just everyone gets a power-up after 10 seconds.
And it's just random.
Yep. Then you choose when you want to
that's awesome.
use it, and then when you use it and it's expired, then the timer counts down from 10, and you get another one. So it's very, very tactical what power-ups you use and when.
That's really cool.
This is the game that just keeps on
It
giving.
seriously is. This game came out, 2 years ago, I think, on the PS4 and PC, right? About 2 years ago?
Possibly,
And then-
I'm not sure the exact timeline in
But
February
man,
here.
there have been so many updates that have been coming with this game. And it's, it was $10? $20? Something like that?
$20, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, they've started a new thing, and I've not seen any controversy. Anyone that plays Counter-Strike Go will know about buying keys for crates. Okay? So there's now super rare cosmetic items that don't change anything in the game.
Just the way things look.
Yeah. And essentially, you get a crate, and it will tell you it will be one of these 8 items. You can then buy a key, which is like 5 keys for £3.99, so $6 roughly.
Yep.
And you can unlock those crates and get this very rare item. So it's totally optional.
What is it like rims or an exclusive flag or something like
so
that? Or
it's everything. So there is cars. That's the only way you can get them.
oh,
But they're just
okay.
modified versions of existing cars.
But they don't it's not like they're a special car. It's
No.
just a different look.
Yeah, just a different look. And there are a lot of paint jobs. So you can have like a Tron type car.
I love paint jobs, man.
I'm not going
I
there.
want at least one paint job.
Yeah. So you can get custom skins. I'm just going to call them skins now. Yeah, like decals. It's worth it for me. For a game which cost me $20, and the amount of hours that I've had out of it, I do not mind giving them an extra $5.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you've seriously put in a ton of hours in this.
Yeah, and my wife. So
Weren't there some? I feel like I also read as well with this update. It wasn't just those power ups. I think there was a whole bunch of other like patches for random things that they were plugging in there as well.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. Well, I'm just thinking of it. It's great that they're still not only actively building new content for it, but actively still supporting the game and the community and all that. It's awesome to see that from such a small indie publisher. I don't know actually how small
I
they are.
just don't know how they're going to follow this up. Like, is it going to be a Rocket League 2? What else can they really do?
I mean, at this point, I would have almost thought this power-up mode, that would have been Rocket League 2. I mean, it just seems like there's enough content with that alone that they could have rolled this out as a whole separate piece to itself.
Potentially, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Psyonix do next. Or are they just going to keep on pushing stuff out for Rocket League? It's still getting played.
Well, you know what? This idea of the keys and the crates thing, I mean, who knows? That could end up being some really good revenue generator for them. But I wouldn't be surprised. They must be working on something else already.
Must be.
Maybe it's Rocket League with motorcycles or airplanes or something like that.
Right, what's the next story?
Yeah, this one's actually really cool. User Kim Woo posted an article or a video posting about how someone has found a Gears of War 3 Easter egg 5 years after the game has released. And it's, there's this thing where you have to go through, I think it's one of the levels, and you have to shoot certain coins that are really hidden up in different trees and areas of the map. And then a special sort of duck hunt mode kind of unlocks where grunts pop out of the ground, and then you can shoot them with a big, huge turret. I'm just amazed that there is still Easter eggs to be found, and someone that worked on the game hasn't already called it out. I mean, if I worked on Gears of War and it was 2 years later and someone still hasn't found an Easter egg, I'd be like, hey, you might want to check these little coins in the trees. If you shoot them, something might happen. I don't know. It's just absolutely wild to me, and I'd be interested to see how many other games out there have Easter eggs that just have never been found before. I mean, are you interested in checking that particular one out, Russ?
I may. It's an excuse for me to load up Gears of War, which I do not need an excuse for. But yeah, like, it is amazing. Just after all those years, and yeah, it makes me wonder, what have people never discovered in games?
Exactly. I mean, there must be a bunch of other random things that have been programmed in that people just have never stumbled across, and it would be a shame if they don't get out there and find them. So, I mean, someone, again, if I was a developer on Gears of War and it was like 2 years later, 3 years later, I'd be going, hey, there them coins up there in the trees. Check them out, man. Check them out. Actually, you know what? The one Easter egg that I know there's still an active amount of people trying to investigate and figure out
GTA.
Is that whole GTA, man, and the top of the mountain, Mount Chiliad, and what's going on. They think there's like a jetpack that you can unlock or something based on different things that are cited around the map, and people are still actively trying to figure that one out, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but the fact that it's on PC means that they've looked at the code and all that now. Like, I can't read too much into that.
Yeah.
Maybe
actually,
some single player DLC.
Actually, you know what? I think aren't they this week? I think there's supposed to be a GTA, some sort of a GTA announcement that's coming this week, or so I thought. I could be completely wrong, but I thought I saw something mentioned about that. I'm hoping it's more single player content that's coming out. I actually need to go back and play through GTA 5. I never finished the single player campaign, and I actually never went through and did a single heist in multiplayer.
I'll play through them with you.
Oh, please do. If anybody else is interested in joining up, let us know, because I would love to actually check out heists more than actually finishing this campaign. I've just remember those being hyped up so much and hearing so many cool things about them and never actually getting... I can remember trying to connect and then never being able to actually get into one of the game modes.
Well, anyway, there is another new release out this week. Now, I know we've both not played it because it comes out tomorrow.
That's right.
Recore releases this week, and the subreddit has had a bit of a makeover. How great does it look, Jesse?
I mean, if you're not already, I'm assuming you are since you're listening to this podcast, but the guys here on the subreddit do such an amazing job with these themes and coming up with the content for these themes and all the little interactive points, and there's always little Easter eggs hidden in there. It's just amazing. And actually, you know what was really cool about this theme over some of the others is if you actually popped into, I think it was the mega thread, the launch mega thread, or maybe it was the review roundup, it looks like they've used some sort of new template or have gone over with some sort of new format. And I actually really, really like it. I thought it looked really clean and crisp and just easy to read through all the content that's on there. So bravo to the mods that are actively working on that. You guys know who you are.
And remember, there is a contest to win an amazing collector's edition of the game, I believe.
You believe? Oh, yeah, there is. So I think it was, if I remember the rules correctly, you just have to go through and submit some original artwork, and then you could be chosen to receive one of those awesome collector's editions that actually Reese went through and unboxed one and was able to show you all the contents of. And actually, you know, on a side note as well, one of the contestants, and I apologize that I don't remember your username. I should have that written down here, but I don't. created a 3D file of Mac, the dog from Recore, or the dog-like robot from Recore.
Oh, did you print it?
I reached out. Yeah, I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, man, I really want to print this. Can you send me the file?" And so I printed it yesterday before I flew off, and I tweeted out a photo last night. So when you're 3D printing things, you sometimes have to use support material to sort of just brace. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but anyways, I was removing the support material, and the whole thing basically just exploded and broke into a million little pieces. So I've got to try and print it again later in the week here when I get back. But it looked like an awesome thing. It was just really the dog's head he had recreated in 3D, and so I was trying to print it out and get it all painted and all that fun stuff. But it was pretty cool.
Right, I've got a subject for you.
Oh, go for it.
And we have touched on this before, but can I ask, how many pre-orders do you have right now?
0.
See,
Absolutely
including
0.
digital.
Absolutely 0.
See, I have one. I've got Gears. Okay.
I can understand that coming from you. I actually, I might pre-order Gears just because I know I'll play the hell out of that, and there is like 4 or 5 exclusive skins that you get with it. So, yeah. I think Zombie, what's his name? Dom.
Zombie Dom, yeah, that's slightly controversial. But yeah, like, what I want to say to you is, nowadays, or pre-orders aren't the same as what they used to be. It used to be a shop could run out of discs. You wanted to secure your copy of that disc. Other than these bonuses, why would you pre-order a game?
I can't think of one other than to really support the developer. If I was really behind that developer and believed in them, I mean, at this point, the only reason why I ever pre-order is, 1, for the bonuses, or 2, places, some of the stores, some of these big box stores will have deals where if you pre-order, they'll give you a $10 gift card for your next purchase, or a $5 gift card, or maybe like $10 Xbox Live credit. How about you? Why did you go off and pre-order Gears?
Because it's quite a lot. It's £80. So I'm not sure what what that is in dollars, but I figured when the money was there, I might as well just do it right there and then, so that it was just sort of done with, if that makes sense. Plus, these pre-orders, the 3-day early access for me, and this is coming to my point. I have mentioned this before. I think if more games are willing to do that for the people that are buying the top level tier content, I think you could get a lot of people digitally pre-ordering again. For sure. I didn't think of that aspect. You're right. I mean, something like Battlefield or Gears or Call of Duty, I mean, some of these bigger titles that especially have a big multiplayer community, if you give them any sort of early access by pre-ordering, you for sure will do that. Actually, you know what? In the past, Ross, one thing that I did do, and I'm trying to remember what the games were that I pre-ordered for, was if you pre-ordered, you would get access to the beta. Yeah. So maybe it was like Halo. If you did Reach, you get beta for $5. I can't remember what some of those titles were. Reach would have been before 4, so it would have been for 4.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons why I would pre-order in the past. But you're 100% correct. I mean, that was the main reason why pre-orders existed previously, was just to secure your copy, and that's not really a concern anymore. What I do really like is on Xbox is the preview program. Yes. Especially for the smaller developers. If there is, I'll try out that 1 hour trial, and if I'm really into it, or if I know this seems like something that'll be really cool, I'll jump in, and you're more or less pre-ordering. You're buying it at a discounted early upfront price to help them fund that, to get it developed and work out all the kinks before it's rolled out. So I think some of the issues that people have now with pre-ordering is the issues with launches.
Yeah.
And the half-baked games. So that's one of the biggest challenges with this, I guess.
No, fair enough. Now, Forza Horizon has got 3 days early access for their top tier version. Does that tempt you?
Forza Horizon, probably no. I might end up pre-ordering it, not digitally, just in store, just to get that $10 gift card, since I know I'm going to buy it. And I will probably buy that right up close to launch from maybe the Microsoft store. But the early access isn't too tempting for me. I'm not that big into online racing sims.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I don't think, for the same reasons, I don't think so for Forza, and I don't feel as if I would benefit from having that game 3 days early. Really, but Gears, the fact that I could have the campaign done before
everybody else, or at least a handful of your buddies, is probably
that appeals to me. That really, really appeals to me. I'm willing to put my hand in my pocket so that they can do this.
Get early access to that.
So I wonder if this is the start of a new trend of what we're going to see. Rewards that not only give you skins and extra maps or access to betas or betas, whatever you say, but access a few days early. And I tell you what, it's it's something that I could actually really, really invest in. But we want to know your thoughts. So you can tweet us. What's our Twitter, Clay?
At X1 Party Chat.
So you can tweet us. Or you can, more importantly, leave us a comment below in the subreddit. Now, I've got a bit of a shout out. For anyone here listening in the UK, I will be attending the EGX conference in Birmingham next week, and I want to receive verbal abuse from all of you, as someone tweeted out today. I want to meet up with as many people as I can. So, tweet me or tweet X1 Party Chat or leave a comment below or send me a message at Moss842 on Reddit, and we will definitely meet up at EGX. I can't wait to get my hands on some new games, Clay.
Oh, yeah. Ross, are you going to be bringing any recording gear?
I could do. I am. I'm
man.
already arranged that, so yeah.
Do it. That would be great to have some on-the-ground interviews, or even if it's just chatting with a few fans of the podcast, if there are any out there.
And in the UK, apart from my mum. Now, this has been a shorter than usual episode, just solely because there's two of us, and Clay and I don't particularly like each other. But anyway, for another week...
F you, Ross!
For another week, Xbox off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
It's settled. Let's do this.
Well, will we find out what's happening in the subreddit this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
So,
you're listening to the Xbox One subreddit.
Why? How can you be listening to the Xbox One subreddit?
That's right. I already screwed that one up.
Yeah. I might just use that randomly to introduce it, and people will be like, what?
What the?
Unless until they get to the very end when it actually explains why I've used that.
That's right.